All right, let's take a breath together. Because episode 4 is one of those conversations that quietly rearranges how you see everything. Up until now, we've been talking about identity, the avatar, the player, the dream, and the simulation. But today, we're going to talk about how reality actually shows up around you. Not philosophically, not symbolically, but mechanically, energetically, and experientially. Today, we're answering a question that almost everyone has asked at some point, okay? Even if they didn't have the words. Why does my life suddenly change when I change? Why do things fall away without effort sometimes? Why does it feel like I shifted timelines? And why does reality feel different after an awakening? Alan Watts hinted at this constantly. He spoke about the world as process, not thing. He spoke about reality as a dance, not a structure. What he was pointing to is this. Reality is not fixed. Reality is rendered. And it is rendered in response to consciousness. Let's open this gently because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay? So we are taught that the world is out there. Solid, fixed, independent of us. But that's not how reality actually works. From a fifth dimensional perspective, reality behaves more like a projection, a responsive field, a probability space, a living mirror, and a rendered environment. I want you to think of a video game. The entire world does not exist fully rendered at all times. It only renders what the player is interacting with. The rest exists as potential. Reality functions the same way. Your world is not pre-written. It is continuously assembled around your consciousness. Alan Watts gestured toward this when he said that life is not a thing but an event, not a noun but a verb. We now expand that understanding. Reality is a verb responding to awareness. It's not that the world changes later, it's that the world is always changing, and you're only noticing now because your awareness has shifted. Okay? What is a timeline? Okay, let's clear something up. A timeline is not a science fiction concept. It's not fantasy. It's not a spiritual exaggeration. A timeline is simply a coherent sequence of events that matches a specific state of consciousness. And that's it. Every version of you exists as a probability. Every version of your life exists as a probability. And consciousness selects which probability becomes experience. You are not moving through one timeline. You are selecting timelines moment by moment based on your identity, your beliefs, emotional baseline, your nervous system state, expectations, self-concept, and frequency. This is why small internal shifts sometimes create massive external changes. You didn't manifest something later, you changed timelines. Let me ask you this. Have you ever experienced the following? You wake up one day and feel different. Old habits no longer pull you. Certain people suddenly feel misaligned. Conversations feel strange. Old problems lose emotional charge, and new opportunities appear effortlessly. And you think nothing happened, but everything changed. That's not imagination, that's a timeline shift. When your identity changes, the simulation updates. Reality does not argue with consciousness, it reorganizes around it. When your internal frequency no longer matches a timeline, you simply stop exercising it. You don't leave it, you outgrow it. This is why relationships end naturally, okay? Jobs dissolve without trauma, environments no longer fit, desires shift, and fear loses power. Not because you forced anything, but because your consciousness stopped feeding that version of reality. This is a subtle but crucial shift. Most people think, I am moving through the world, but that's backwards. Okay, from a higher perspective, the world is moving through your awareness. Your consciousness is the constant. Reality is the variable. This is why you can sit in the same room for years but experience entirely different versions of life depending on your inner state. Alan Watts said, "You are something the universe is doing, the way a wave is something the ocean is doing." We now add, the wave doesn't move through the ocean moves as the wave. So you don't move through timelines arise within you. Okay? And here's why forcing never works. Okay? This is where many people get stuck. They try to change reality through effort, control, willpower, and manipulation, but reality doesn't respond to effort. It responds to state. You don't shift timelines by trying harder. You shift timelines by being different. This is what Alan Watts said. The more you try to hold on, the more you lose. Because trying is an ego activity, a character action. Timeline selection happens at the player level, not the avatar level. So when you relax into a new identity, reality catches up automatically. This is not passive, it's precise, it's alignment. Let's talk about emotion. Emotion is not random. It's not a weakness, it's not something to suppress. Emotion is the glue that locks consciousness into a timeline. Strong emotional patterns stabilize a reality. That's why trauma keeps people looping. That's why joy opens doors, why fear creates repetition, and why peace dissolves old structures. The simulation reads emotional coherence as, this is the timeline the player is choosing. Okay? When your emotional baseline changes, the simulation recalibrates. This is why healing doesn't just make you feel better, it changes your life. You don't heal to fix the past, you heal to exit timelines you no longer want to occupy. Why some people can't follow you anymore. This is important and it's very tender. As you shift timelines, not everyone can come with you. Not because you're better, not because they're wrong, not because you're more awake. No, it's because timelines require frequency agreement. People are not abandoned. They are simply no longer resonant. You didn't reject them, your consciousness changed channels. Alan Watts often spoke about this very gently though, about allowing people to be where they are. Everyone is on a perfectly aligned timeline for their level of awareness. No one is late, no one is early, no one is wrong. They're just selecting different experiences. Next, I want to talk about synchronicity. Synchronicity isn't a sign from outside. It's not the universe sending messages. It's reality rendering efficiently when you are aligned. Fewer obstacles are needed to guide you. Okay? So reality communicates through patterns instead of pain. Synchronicities increase when you are in alignment, you're on the correct timeline, your identity matches your soul's intention, and resistance is low and trust is high. They are confirmations, not instructions. They say, yes, this direction matches your frequency. And this is the moment you realize you can choose. The moment you realize I am not trapped in a life, I am selecting an experience, this doesn't mean bypassing responsibility. It means reclaiming authorship. You don't control the simulation, you participate with it. Your power lies in choosing who you are being, not forcing what happens. Once this clicks, anxiety drops because the future is no longer a threat. It's a menu. Okay, so let's ground this. You don't need rituals, don't need techniques, and you don't need perfection. You need awareness. So ask yourself, who am I being today? What identity am I feeding? What emotional baseline am I stabilizing? What version of reality does this state select? Then soften. Relax. Let the identity shift first. Reality will follow always. Reality is not happening to you. Reality is happening through you. Every moment, consciousness is choosing a version of experience. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, subtly, and naturally. You don't need to escape the simulation. You are here to master it, to dance with it, to play consciously. To remember that the world you experience is a reflection of who you are being, not who you were taught to be. And as you embody this knowing, life becomes lighter. Less struggle, less forcing, more flow, more alignment, and more grace. This is the secret Alan Watts circled again and again. The universe is not something you're inside of, it's something you are doing. In the next episode, we're going to step into something very powerful. Letting go, and why surrender is the most misunderstood power in the simulation. This is where effort dissolves and real creation begins. I want you to take what resonates, and what doesn't, just leave it behind. Until our next video, I am thankful that you are here on this journey with me, the journey of remembrance.